Hey everybody. I just sat down to start editing the episode 61, and I know this is kind of a weird way to start it, but it just felt like the episode needed kind of an introduction, if it will, because it's kind of a mishmash. Did the new episode 61 is here with Brian Clark, and Scott was able to jump in and open some Christmas gifts that came from the Worthlings. And he did a little quick review on some things too, so that's kind of mixed in there. So there's a little Scott update mixed in. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it in the episode yet. We originally were planning on kind of putting it in the beginning. It might not fit there. So at some point though, during this episode, Scott's going to jump in and Brian's going to be there as well. And I want to just do a quick couple thank yous to everybody. Thank you to Brian for jumping on and taking the reins of this mess while Scott's away. Scott still plans on coming back, so we'll see what happens with that. And going forward, to figure out a way to get Brian as a regular co-host or something else, maybe another channel on the show. So there's that. I also want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for supporting the show for as long as you have and making it as successful as it has been. I never thought in my wildest dreams we'd be here at episode 61. And with the new year starting, I thought this would be a good time to go ahead and thank everybody for watching the show, supporting it, producers for donating kits, people participating in those giveaways, and then buying stuff from the people that do send things into the show. Please check out anybody that supports the show. And again, everybody, thank you so very much. Let's get into it.
Hey, what was that? Did you buy another model? I can't believe you. You have way too many of those things. You need to sell some of them. You're wasting all your time and money on models. Paint what you have.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Model Club TV, episode 61. I'm Jason Walker, and my lovely co-host this episode is Frankenstein's Monster. Uh-oh, we can't hear you, Frank. Mr. Monster.
I'm still Brian Clark.
Oh, it's still Brian Clark, to the disappointment of many.
Oh God, that's hot.
Oh man, how you doing, sir?
In a good way. I'm okay, man. Hey, before we get started, let me on behalf of Model Clubians, I guess we'll call them. How's that?
Model Clubians, Model Clubbers.
Yeah, I like Clubians. It sounds
Clubians.
more.
All right, we'll go with that.
Express our condolences to you, buddy, for your passing your grandmother, and I know she meant a lot to you. And,
yeah.
You brought a lot of smiles to a lot of us over the years, so we're gonna, we're there with you, bud.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Like it's been a, I think at the same time, just for some background info, she's been fine. She was 97. She was fine up until a few years ago. Ended up having to go to the nursing home. Went in the nursing home shortly after that was COVID, so that sucked. And then in the last, it was like right around the same time Scott started having dog problems. Like, there was an accident at the nursing home. I'm going to kind of leave it at that. They're claiming she fell. She can't stand on her own. So she was dropped, it was one of those things. And, she just kind of gave up from that point on. So that whole time that Scott was dealing with his stuff, we've been kind of dealing with that in the background. And it's, my grandma Betty was the best. If it weren't for her, I would not be sitting here. And I've told this story, I think, a few times, but if it weren't for her, this wouldn't exist, because she's the one that introduced me to my uncle's Aurora models and would take them out when we'd spend the night over there on the weekends and show, like, I still have he had donated them to me a few years ago. And so, or gave them to me as a gift. And it still has the 1960s newspaper like wrapped on each piece. And that's one of the cool things. Or my grand would sit at the kitchen table and be like, Grandma, get the models out. And she would like come in and unwrap each little piece and then put them together. And I just sit there and look at them, for the night. And it's like, she was my monster movie grandma. My other grandma, she was Miss Proper, and she was like totally different grandmas, which kind of works.
Sure.
And, but yeah, if it weren't for her, this would not be happening. So yeah, it's been, the funeral was last week, and great way to spend the week before Christmas is funeral time. So.
Yeah.
But thank you. Yeah. And thank you everybody who did reach out on Facebook and other things. It was my one non-political post in a long time. So people were probably shocked, but
actually, I read through that, and it, like I even posted on there, after reading that, you felt like you knew your grandmother. Seriously, that was
Yeah.
a
Thanks,
you can
man.
tell you put a lot of thought and
It took a while. Like I'm not one of those people that can, and it's not a pet peeve, but it just I don't get it. Is when someone passes away and someone instantly jumps to Facebook, and I'm not going to fault somebody for that because maybe that's their way of healing. But I can't.
right.
That the day of, I'm still. I can't. It took me a while to really think about writing stuff, and I wanted to make sure like everybody kind of knew what was going
No,
on.
I mean, I understand when people put like the obituaries on in case people want to come and
Yeah,
show. But I get what you're saying. Like there are people. It's almost like they have it in waiting in
right,
case something happens.
right.
They can do.
Like within 10 minutes, my grandma died, or not my grandma. Like just say my uncle died yesterday, and it was like 5 minutes after they left the hospital. They're on
Right.
Facebook, and it's like,
On the way
dude,
home.
go
Yeah.
go home for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know, but seriously, thank you. It was a weird Christmas, that's for sure. It's strange, but
Yeah.
it'll get normal again. And
We'll just invite you over to Lorain, Ohio, baby. You can come hang out with us.
yeah, we could do that. We'll bring my grumpy ass dad, my mom. Yeah,
Hey, you
yeah.
guys will fit right into our family over here.
I'm sure we would actually.
How old are your parents?
They're mid-70s. They're like right
Yeah,
in
my
there. Yeah.
dad's 79 and my mom's 77 or 70. Yeah, 79, 77.
Yeah,
So.
they're I think 74, 76. Something. I'm lost at this point. But mid 70s.
But how awesome is it? I mean, in seriousness, that I'm 50, you're 48, my wife is 48, and we have all of our parents still. Her parents are
Yeah.
still alive.
And that was
So
well, that's the
they're
other sad
so
thing is not to bring this thing down. Jamie lost my girlfriend. She lost her dad, who had complications for a while, and he's really young. Lost her dad in January last year. We lose my grandma in December. So our year was just bookend with funerals. It was just, But yeah, like you're saying, it's great like to still have our parents, and my parents are still in like pretty good health,
Yeah.
like doing well, and it's
we're lucky.
yeah, we're very
Very
lucky. And that's my dad. Like that's the other thing. If it weren't for my dad, this wouldn't be happening either because my dad raced RC cars when I was a kid. Like and
Really?
still does like he's an RC guy. Like I was always done the planes, but mostly the cars. And he was one of my godmother's husband is a really famous RC car driver guy back in the 80s and 70s. Like and so I hung out with this anybody who knows RC cars, the history, his name's Jim Hoffman and Crazy Carl. I always knew these guys growing up all the time. So my dad we raced behind the hobby shop is where the track was. So I would go to Don's Hobby World every Sunday with my dad. They'd bring out the folding table and they'd set up and, race their cars in back. Meanwhile, every time I walk in that hobby store, there's a Godzilla model sitting in the case with a bunch of D&D models. And I'm like, that's cool. That's cool. Like I want to do this stuff. Like, what is that? And I remember even there was a mall. It's gone now. It's called Washington Square Mall. And there was a RC race there one day. And they had it was like a hobby fair, I think, because some like D&D miniature guy was selling stuff there. And I was in kindergarten. No shit, like kindergarten. And my parents bought me a little Hydra. It was my first miniature ever. I glued it together with like Elmer's glue. And so there's no way it's stuck together. But that's like as a kid, it was always in the background. Like hobby store was always there for things. And it's kind of cool that not a lot of kids get that because dads, not all dads do that. They do other stuff. They work on real cars or other stuff. And if it weren't for my dad, this wouldn't be and he'd always like humor me with my dumb crap. Like when I couldn't figure out how to build something, he would always help like rubber band it together or pin things. And so, yeah, family's great. Like you were saying, your grandpa did those models with like.
Yeah. My and I still have two of them. I showed you the one. Last time. But my dad he's a big believer in you don't have to do what I like, but do something, just don't be alone. He's a big hunter and he golfer, and I don't do any of that stuff. I really don't do much that he does, but he comes to every basketball game. He after the game he stands towards the locker room to either tell me I did a good job or I really screwed that one up, that kind of stuff.
And then hit you the back. Do you still get hit in the back of the head? I get hit in the back of the head almost every time I see my mom for something. It's asshole, and then she hits me in the back.
it's I get different things, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. But it's awesome that I'm able to. He's been around for all 22 years of me coaching. So
That's great.
and he'll come in the basement and look at my stuff. He's like, "Oh man, when IPMS, the national show, was in Columbus, he's like, I want to go with you." I'm
Yeah.
like, you sure? He's like, yeah, I want to go. And when we went there, I mean, he was just in awe of just what modeling is now,
Yeah.
because he built models, I guess, when he was a little kid, and he didn't really tell me that because he just didn't do it later on. But he was like, I can't believe what modeling. He goes, I wanted to buy you stuff, but I didn't even know what to buy you. I was like, I'm good. Trust me, I'm good.
Trust me, this stuff you don't even know what's hiding down
Yeah,
here.
and he comes down and he looks around. He's like, "What's with all that shit you got in the back?"
That's one big thing with my dad. I'm always like, hey, if I die, this is what you. He goes, oh no, it's all going in a dumpster. What are you talking about?
Oh no. You just get Jamie to send it to me. I'll take it.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was over there for Christmas. I was gonna save this for later, but it kind of fits. I started going through my brother's boxes because he was like upstairs, and I'm like, this kid's probably got my crap in his boxes somehow mixed. Found something. I found this old Styracosaurus with the leg. Yes,
awesome.
I've got the leg, but I'm gonna
That's
redo
not a
it.
Stegosaurus. That's a
Styracosaurus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
Well, you gotta have. Are you gonna paint it up?
Yeah, I think so. I think I will.
Yeah,
But I was
that's
like, oh
awesome.
shit, that's mine. Yoink.
I have. My grandpa was an awesome woodworker. Here, I'm gonna. Hopefully, you won't get a crotch shot here.
Oh no, I want that. We want the crotch shot and the belly shot.
Are you getting the belly? He made for all of us cousins, and I still have. I think I'm the only one that still has it. He made wooden guns for us and put our names on.
Oh hell yeah!
We'd run around and play cowboys and Indians, which isn't politically correct now, but
No, that's perfect.
I still have it, dude. It's all. I keep it on the shelf up there. So
where's my dad made me a wooden pocket knife out of popsicle sticks. It was sitting right here like 5 minutes. Because I wanted a knife really bad. He's like, here. I made it out of popsicle stick. And I sharpened the point. Oh man, where did I put it? I just put it somewhere. Let's sit
probably in.
Oh wait. So for people who are wondering, when you're dead inside, but it's Christmas. We're trying to be festive. Krampus. Nice.
Krampus, baby.
Nice. Okay. I guess we should get this started at some point.
Yeah, we probably already chased off the 5 people who watch.
All 5. All right. So you messaged me. We're gonna do a little movie stuff. You see any movies there, Brian?
Man, I have seen a few. I have.
Okay.
First, I watched Mother.
Again, I want to stress how strange this is, but go ahead.
I watched. Well, okay. I finished Boys season 3.
Oh, how'd it go? Did you like it?
Loved it.
Okay.
Loved it. I'm looking forward to season 4.
Yeah.
In fact, every time I go in the comic shop, they have the collected volumes there, and I'm like, do I want to buy it and ruin it, or
right?
And that's so I don't. Yeah.
See that? Well, that kind of goes with. I've read all the Walking Deads, and I have not finished the show yet, and I kind of don't care anymore. Like it's so. We just went back and started watching. I think we're like just to start season 11, whatever this last season is, and I'm like, it's gone so off the rails for me, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't read it yet.
I stopped after season 3, I think.
Did you read any of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, I got some of the collected stuff right here.
Yeah, cool. The book is so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
And it just.
But I get it because really.
And just in case Greg Nicotero watches this, because No,
it's different. It has to be different. It does.
I get that.
I don't think you can film that.
But it just doesn't fit. Like, I don't know. There's stupid decisions that have been made in it. Anyway.
And I'm sure Greg Nicotero gives a damn about what we think. But it's just different.
I want to get him on the show one day. So I don't want to.
Okay, so.
We love the Walking Dead.
Yes, I do. It's just different. But. Yeah. So anyhow, The Boys I finished. And then I watched Mother with Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay. But premise of that movie. Because it's sitting on my watch list.
Okay.
Without giving anything away.
It's basically a husband and wife move into a house and they're fixing it up and then weird stuff happens. It's almost like a haunted house, but it's not quite. It's weird. And the problem is my DVR only recorded the first hour. So I haven't watched the second hour of it yet, which really sucks. And I can't find it anymore. So I've got that first hour in my head. I'm just kind of holding on to it.
Okay.
But and then I watched one that you said no one should ever watch, and I watched Martyrs.
I said everyone should watch it once.
Or did you? Okay,
it's on my
once.
top 10 movies of all time list when we did that show.
I don't understand. I don't understand why.
So you watched. We've had a minor little conversation. You watched a different Martyrs.
Yeah.
So there is the original, which is a French film, French language subtitled. That's the one I'm talking about. You watched the American remake. So, which I have not seen because I heard it was not as good as the one I'm talking about. So we're going to go full spoilers on Martyrs here. So if you don't want to know what happens in Martyrs, skip ahead. Explain to me what happened in your premise of the American version so I can see if it lines up.
Yeah, it's there's a girl who is clearly had been abused, and she's younger at the beginning of the movie, and she ages really quickly after about, I want to say the first 10, 15 minutes or so. She's like in an orphanage or whatever, and kind of she makes a friend with one of the kids, and that those two become best friends. And then it's 10, 15 years later, and there's a family's having a party, and there's a knock at the door, and the guy opens the door, and there's a person there with a shotgun. He just blows the guy away, blows the wife away, blows the son away. And it turns out it's the girl who had been abused, and she was saying that that was one of the families that abused her. And she calls her friend, who comes up, who was the friend from the other, and is like, "You're crazy, you're nuts," she, and all that. And then it just goes from there, where it turns out there's like this hidden passage under the house where they're keeping girls and everything, and they really were abusing and killing to try to find, like, to see what's in the next life or something. It was weird. I don't know. It wasn't great.
Okay.
I didn't.
I'd love for you to watch this one just to see if there's a difference in your feeling, because a lot of that story beat sounds the same.
Okay.
How does it end?
They both die.
But is there a okay? Oh, I don't want if I want to say
okay,
it
so
in case it's not in the one that.
So okay, they are. I'll spoil it because
is there a cult? Is there a cult?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, they want to see what happens in the
what
next
happens,
life.
and then when they figure out, when they do this to the stuff to the one girl,
her eyes like roll up in her head, and she.
What is the person
like,
is there a person like talking to that girl? I'll just spoil it. I'll just spoil it. So in the French version, all of that kind of takes place. It's different, and they end up taking the one girl, and the second half of the movie is them just torturing this girl, like torturing this girl.
The original girl who was tortured, they capture her. Yeah, yes.
Right. And so for people, people like mistook it as like a torture porn movie, right? Where it's just and to me, that's not what it is. It's more so in the final scene of this movie, they finally get to the point where like this girl is ready. So they torture her to the point where they skin her alive. She has no skin left. Did they skin the girl in your movie? Okay.
They skinned her back. They just took a big square off her back and peeled it off.
Oh, no. Okay. So in the French movie, she's on a table with no skin at all except for her face. She has a little left on her face, right? And at this point, the cult comes over. Like they make a phone call. They're like, everybody get here now. And so like this hidden society kind of shows up, and they're like, they send the leader of the cult up into the room with this woman. And they basically get this woman to the point of death. And so this woman whispers in the other woman's ear something.
Yes.
And you don't know what she says. And the woman that heard whatever she told her immediately just kills herself. And you're like, and then everyone just hears the gunshot and the movie ends.
No, that ending's different.
See, that's why I'm telling people, you got to watch the French version. Because it takes to that point where, and it kind of lines up with things that have been happening here. Weird. Like if you knew for a fact, and this is why I think this movie just sticks with me. If you knew for a fact that there was something, what would you do? Would you kill yourself and go, I'm going to heaven? Or maybe she told her there's nothing. And there's a couple really great like talks, like YouTube videos you can watch that are about the movie. Like, if you knew there was nothing, would you just kill yourself then and be like, there's nothing, there's no point to any of this? And then you leave the rest of your cult guessing as well, because all these people were waiting downstairs for the answer, and that answer never came. The lady just killed herself. So like everyone's just like, what? And it just makes you think, like, what would you do if you had all of the answers to the universe? What do you do? Like, do you continue? How do you continue? If you like,
So-
it's one of those things. And
That's very different because so does she have a friend in the version that you saw?
yes. Yeah.
And does her friend try to save her?
Yeah, I think if I remember right, it's been a while. Yeah.
Okay. So at the end of this one, her friend, as she's almost there. They keep saying she's almost there. She's right. She's tied up almost on a rack, and she's got a gown on, and she's bleeding from her back and all that. And there's a priest there and all that. Well, her friend breaks in and starts shooting people and kills like a bunch of them. And then as she goes up to her friend and cuts her down and all that, she's talking to her, and her friend whispers in her ear and says something. And the head of the cult is like, what did she say? What did she say? And she turns to her with the gun and says, why don't you find out yourself? Very Americanized, and shoots her in the head.
See that? Oh, that's awful. Yeah, that totally Americanizes it. That like
she fell down and died with her friend too. And then the ending is they're together on a wheel in a playground just playing.
Okay. Yeah. Totally different.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're back. Spoilers are over. That's Martyrs. For those of you who skipped ahead, we're back. If you can watch the other one, what happened?
I couldn't find it. That was the version I found, and I thought that was it. I didn't realize there was a French.
Yeah,
version.
there's two. What the heck is this? I did something with my button. Never had that happen. All right. The next movie I watched, Troll.
Saw that too.
You did watch it?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Loved it.
Isn't it great? Everybody, go watch Troll. It is a Godzilla movie with a troll.
Netflix,
straight up on Netflix. There are like shot for shot Godzilla movies. Like there's tanks rolling down the street. You got tanks. You got the government people arguing this can't be real. Meanwhile, there's a fucking great
giant troll.
Yeah, giant troll. Really good movie. Really dumb, just kaiju movie with a troll. I like the premise of why the troll is angry because it kind of lines up with some of my brain stuff. But I really, it was really good. Shockingly,
that troll would make an awesome kit.
Yes, people,
awesome
kit producers, get on the troll. Get on the troll. And there looks like there's a sequel coming. So,
well, the way they ended,
I hope so.
They ended it like cool. Every movie now, with stuff rumbling and rocks shaking and whatever.
But I mean, there's some really good diorama ideas. Just watching this movie, like you could do with it. So, but Troll is great.
Down the street in the truck. That's fantastic. That's awesome. Awesome.
It's really good. I also watched the Ghoultide Get Together on Joe Bob on Shudder, where he does his holiday fundraiser thing. And the two movies were Don't Open Till Christmas, which I had never seen before, which is a 80s Santa's getting knocked off by a murderer in one of those creepy, like those plastic masks that are just another face, like one of those, and he's got a straight razor. Yeah. Really cool. And it was pretty good. And then A Christmas Horror Story. Have you seen that?
No, but it was on my list. I heard it's really good.
It's not bad. I had seen it before and I rewatched it again. It's an anthology, but they made it so it seems like it's not. William Shatner is in it. Scott Johansson would have loved it. But watching this movie made me realize why Scott Johansson gets his hair cut the way he does. It looks just like the Shatner wig.
Is it?
It looks just like that Shatner kind of short everywhere kind of look. And I think that's why he does it. But
you know that William Shatner actually had a line of women's underwear, right? But nobody wanted to buy it because it was Shatner panties.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I stole it from the internet, I'm sure. I don't know where I got it from, but it's been a while.
I like that one. Oh man. Did you watch anything else?
I have, but off the top of my head right now, it's not that I could just some car shows.
There's some
nothing. just
There's
generalized
something else
stuff.
I was going to get back to, but
Curse of Oak Island, which I watch it, and every year I go, "Why am I watching this?"
Wait, did we talk about this last episode?
No, I don't
Guess
think
what?
so. Did we?
I am a huge Curse of Oak Island nut.
Doesn't it piss you off?
Oh yes. I have to watch it on DVR. My brother got me into it, and my dad got me into it, so I can fast through stuff. But guess what my brother got me for Christmas?
A Spanish doubloon.
Perhaps he got me a metal detector.
When you use it, you have to use an Irish accent.
Yes.
This is a top
pocket find and a Bobby Dazzler. Oh my God. Oh, that show. For people who watch Curse of Oak Island, we know our pain. But I think, here's my prediction. They find the gold this season.
You say that. Yeah, you did say that before. Yeah,
and I think then they're going to go to lot 8 and start digging that thing up is what they're going to do to keep the show going.
I don't know. I think if you find the treasure, you find the treasure.
There's more treasure to be found. Always. All right. We're boring people. Hey, anyway. The giveaways. The giveaways. Let's do this. Which one do you want to do first? The dinosaurs or the Salem's Lot autograph photograph? Autographed photograph.
Autographed photographs.
Donated by Paul Gill. Thank you. He picked it up at Chiller, and thank you, Paul Gill. And the dinosaur set from Russell Clark. Thank you so much for donating from your personal collection. Someone is going to be a really happy dinosaur person. Dinosaur kit builder. So which one do you want to do first?
I was going to say dinosaurs, but you're doing them all in one. That's a pretty big. I don't know. They're both pretty big. We're
going to do, like I said, we're going to pull, someone's getting the whole set, and then there's an extra Apatosaurus that someone's going to get. Let's do that.
Well, let's do dinosaurs.
So let me get this going, because this is always a goddamn problem. First up, photograph. Donated by Paul Gill. Salem's Lot autograph photo. So, right here. From the last episode. Here we go. Spinning. Now. We only have 4 people enter this one. Got a good chance of winning. And it is Kenneth Kowinski. Ken Kowinski. Congratulations. Send me an email. We'll get it out to you. Okay, here we go. Dinosaur models. One lucky winner is going to get a whole set of Horizon dinosaur models donated by Russell Clark. Thank you again, Russell Clark. And then a runner-up will get one Apatosaurus model. Here we go. Spinning. The winner is Mike DeZumba. So Mike, he's been emailing with me. We got his name figured out, I think. So Mike DeZumba, thank you for entering. He won the whole shebang there. And then the runner-up, I'm going to remove Mike. Well, I'm going to leave him in there, but if he wins again, he does not get it. Shuffling. Spinning for the runner-up for one dinosaur model from Russell Clark is Stephen Baker. Stephen Baker is getting the Apatosaurus.
Congrats, guys.
That's our giveaway.
Awesome.
For next, and this is the last of the prize closet. We're going to stop doing giveaways there for a little bit. Give my wallet a rest. The next giveaway we have is from Titan Find. And Titan Find, we mentioned these a while back. These are the super deformed Lost figures. And you got Hurley, John Locke. Let me see if I can pull these out here without breaking something. You got Hurley and John Locke and Sawyer. Were you a big Lost fan?
The first 2 seasons, like I did with the other, and I got lost. I'm not trying to be funny, but I kind of lost the interest only because of so much other stuff, and I never got back to it. I know people said the ending was really disappointing.
Yeah, you left right at the right time. So here's the Hurley. Okay. Here is the Sawyer. I'll put the pictures up of each kit, but they're they're classic, like Mad Lab size, super deformed kits. And
3 inches.
Yeah, about that. We got Sawyer. And they go together really well. Like they're really nicely engineered. There's Sawyer. I just dropped a piece. There's Sawyer. And where did that piece go that just fell? And I don't know where that went. Oh, there it is. Oh, it was just a tab. All right. And then Locke. Let me pull out his so you can see it. But thank you, Titan Find. These are great. Great little pieces. John Archdeacon. There we go. Yeah, he's got the pour spout on him. There's John. That's a really good likeness.
It really is.
Too.
He was on the X-Files and in Millennium too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yes. Well, mostly X-Files. He did show up on Millennium. He was also in a movie called The Stepfather, which I saw at Joe Bob. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, these are really... So somebody is going to get all three of these. These are going to one place. So if you are really... What should we do? How do we give these away?
I don't know.
I want people to talk about Lost in the comments. If you were a fan or not a fan, explain why. Or why you fell off the series. What was your... Like, there were so many loose ends. That's it. Just type in the word Lost. Tell us your most hated loose end. Like for me, it was when they were being chased in the canoe, they were being shot at by someone else. They never explained who was shooting at them ever in the rest of the show. Like all the like stupid little loose ends like that. And it's kind of like the Bad Robot mystery box. It's kind of like, as long as there's a mystery, people will watch and they don't need to actually ever solve it. People will just keep watching thinking they're going to solve it. And it's, to me, that's a garbage way to do TV. But anyway, these are great kits. So someone is going to get some really cool super deforms here. So again, type in Lost. Tell us your least or most favorite loose end of the show Lost. And we'll give these away next episode.
Awesome.
Ready for news and reviews?
Ready for news and reviews.
Oh boy. Who got you that hat? All right, hold on. We might get copyright flag. Turn that off. Okay. All right, keep the hat on though. Does it fit on your
my
head?
puppy wants to fight this thing all the time.
So how are you, Scott? How are you? You good?
We're going to have a mess. I'm great.
You're great. So we were ordered by we got some packages in the mail from the Worthlings. And we were told to open them on the show. And since, you're doing your thing, we're doing this special recording to open these presents.
And as everyone can see, I'm filming from my kitchen tonight. So,
are you making food?
No, I'm watching. And I don't want to turn my whole laptop, but about 5 feet from me, the terrorist is sleeping. So,
well, any guesses as to what's in this box? You ready to open
Well,
yours?
I want you to guess what's in the box.
I'm guessing slippers from My Pillow.
Because I guess I should spoil it and say I've opened mine already.
Uh-oh, you opened yours. You weren't supposed to open it.
Well, I didn't know till you told me. By the way, it's Shanna's birthday today. Happy birthday, Shanna.
Happy birthday, Shanna.
We're filming this a couple days after Christmas, but
I have not officially. I have not opened mine, so I have waited.
See, and I've opened mine, and mine's right here, but I'm waiting on you.
My hope is slippers from My Pillow.
I don't think it's slippers.
No, okay. There's some popcorn.
Well, if it isn't, my gift is better.
Okay. No, how could you go wrong? All right.
Ugh. By the way, have you seen Paul Gill's latest photo? That I think you guys are sporting the same beard.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Me and Paul. It's wrapped. It's officially wrapped.
Yeah, it's officially wrapped. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I come back for 5 minutes. And you're gonna drop something, I'm sure.
Okay. One of our favorite on-air personalities, Mark and Shanna work. Here we go. Oh no.
Yep. You got the same thing I did.
Pretty good. On-air lights. Nice.
Yeah, just in time for me to take a hiatus. So
nice. Well, you can send it to Brian Clark. Yeah, I send it to Clark.
I'd send it to Clark, but he'd probably eat it.
Oh, I did drop something.
Of course you did.
It comes with the batteries.
Well, there you go. Well, see, I could hook it up in my kitchen here then. You can just go on air.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Well, thank you, Worth. This was awesome. Thank you, Worthlings.
They are awesome. They are awesome people.
Awesome people. Awesome people.
On air. And so I felt the need to come on air and be on air.
So what else is going on there, buddy? Anything?
Well, yeah, I got another Christmas gift.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Well, some mental defective sent me this.
What is that?
Well, let's see if you can guess who sent it to me.
Oh, I need a screwdriver to put the batteries in. Oh, I got one. I'm guessing Paul Gill.
Yes, that's right. So it's a little bendy guy with big feet. So he's up on my shelf usually in my brand center, which I spend very little time in these days. But yeah. So I got 2 Christmas gifts. Did you get any more Christmas gifts?
No.
I suppose your friend CG Blade sent you something.
Oh, he did. Actually. I got a pizza, Domino's pizza gift card. Gift certificate.
God, he
Thank
can
you,
keep
CG.
that. Look, first of all, okay, let's not even talk about
I do not
Domino's.
turn down. Hey, pizza's pizza, man. At this point.
No, Domino's is not pizza. No.
All right, I almost got this.
Don't piss me off just because I decided to come on for 5 minutes
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
or 10. Well, I saw the show was bombing without even a small appearance.
Actually, I think the numbers are looking pretty good there from the last episode.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if those were views or Clark's weight.
Hey, new people come in, the new set of friends. So he's got more people watching now. All right, here we go.
Tell him not to get too comfortable.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to talk. Wait, what? I did. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Yay, it lights up. Where should it go? Work up there. I'll have to figure this out. There, somehow.
Oh, I don't know. If you could go above the paints even, but you got all your little stickers up there.
Yeah, I'll have to figure this out. Oh, back there in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. How do I turn this off? There we go. All right. Thank you,
talk
guys.
to it. You spend 5 minutes talking to it, it'll turn off.
Nice. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. I love it.
I do too.
I almost lost the screw.
It's desk or wall mounted.
Okay. Any other stuff you want to share with your fans, Scott, that are missing you?
Well, I do, just because I came on to wish everyone a happy holidays, first of all. And I appreciate all the kind words. And like we said in the whole thing, it's pay attention, will you? This isn't a permanent thing. It's a temporary thing, especially after watching 10 minutes of Brian Clark last time.
I don't know, man. We're gonna have to work something out with the two of you.
But yeah, work something out. You know what? Let's take a poll.
I don't think you want to hear the results of that poll.
You know what, though? What might happen is they might vote you out.
They might vote me out. That's it.
Okay.
And then the show goes away. So that's fine.
Oh, no. You still got to edit it.
Oh, no. I'm gone, baby.
We'll just record and whatever. So,
I love it.
Anyway, I did stop by the Discord a couple Saturdays ago. You were there. And so I did make an appearance there also. And everyone got to see the puppy. So, but anyway, what I did get that was really cool. Because I did get a few things I wanted to share as long as I'm here. Our good friend at Typhon, Mike Calvert, who's been really good to us, and sent me this. This is the stuff that comes with it. The Bride of Frankenstein monster bust.
Yeah. Brian already showed those. Oh, wait. Everyone will see those in a little bit.
Oh, so Brian got one too?
Yeah, he did. You both got them.
So I'm showing this for no reason.
No, you can show it. You're showing it before him. You're actually beating him to the punch.
Oh, good. Good. Nameplate.
Sweet.
So I got to say, as with all of Mike's stuff, it's really well cast, really well packaged. And I always forget how big it is.
Yeah.
Until I get it. But as always, a great Karloff monster likeness by Mr. Yeager. I'm going to pick it apart. No, I'm not going to pick it apart, but I'm going to show you something. So see the neck bolts?
Yeah.
Yeah. So me personally, I'm going to sand that ridge off of the one and make it a little more accurate. But I imagine for ease of casting, this was the way to go. So yeah.
Are you actually planning on painting this?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. But if that's really a complaint, because it's really not, because I mean it's man, the camera's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, that works.
Really nice likeness, though. Really beautiful. I don't know, they call them busts. They should almost call them half figures because you get so much. And I don't know how much Brian's going to show of the base, but
yeah,
there's a lot of good stuff on the base. So screw you, Brian. I'm first. And you know why I'm first, Brian? I'm going to tell you why I'm first. That's why I'm first, Brian.
Design crafts.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's why I'm first. Know your place, pal. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. I just literally opened this 5 minutes before I told you to come on.
All right. You told me to come on. Okay.
Yeah. I'm running the show. Don't forget it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Anything else, sir?
Yeah, I just got this in the mail today. It's my Christmas present to myself.
I was actually, I got the Cyclops. So I was thinking of picking that one up as well. Yeah.
Okay. So, pick this up. And this is a live opening. I have not seen it yet.
The Rhedosaurus for our audio listeners. It's the Rhedosaurus.
Okay, so it's got instructions.
Stories. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to complain already. No, I'm not going to complain. But it's not as cool packed as the Cyclops is. But
man, I'm going to have to get that too. God dang it.
I'll debag this part here just because I want to see it. I've debagged.
Oh, you're a D-bag, all right.
I smelled it because I knew Jason would say, "What's it smell like?" But there's the body. Look at that.
Yeah. Dang.
And that's a nice size piece. And we got all the legs and the.
Who'd you pick it up from? How much was it?
So I like to do business with our good friend Steve Iverson. Hold on, I'm going to give you the head. Here's the head. Which I did on the Cyclops, but he doesn't have this one yet. And so I picked this up at Sideshow.
Okay.
Their website, and even on their website, they said their stock's running really low. And I talked to somebody else too that said of all of them, this one is really selling. So that being said, I decided that,
that's why I picked up the Cyclops, because it's gonna go away, and I'll be mad I didn't get it. So I did. Now I'm gonna have to...
And so this is for those of you that are familiar with the various Rhedosaurus kits, I'd say this one is between the big Joe Ladotti one from years ago and the Billiken one, which is smaller, somewhere in an in-between size. It's a good size, though. So you have to check it out more thoroughly, but
cool.
I don't think you can beat the price of these.
No.
And the quality of these. And I don't know if you've shown it yet or not, but the X Plus Dracula, there's been some sneak peeks.
No, we
Tony
didn't show
sculpted.
it. No.
Yeah, there's been a few pictures out there that Tony sculpted, and he's still working with the licensors, and they're a little bit fussy, so he's going back and forth with them, as we can imagine. Tony would. So, but
great.
So working that out. So there we go. A couple little mini reviews.
Excellent. Maybe we could do this, edit you in every time you need to come on.
Didn't mean to. Oh, I don't need to ever come on. Let's.
Oh, really? Okay.
Whoa. Okay. All right. You need me.
Oh, do I now?
We're gonna bring her up. And there she is.
Oh.
Trixie the Wonder Dog. Yeah, I know it's boring without me on it, isn't it? Yes, it is.
Well, that is a good shot to leave it on. You and your little buddy.
So look at her flying dog. All right, go away. Here's another treat. Thanks for coming on. All right, that's all you're getting. So I saw a movie.
Oh, did you see him? You saw a movie?
Yes.
What'd you see?
You're gonna laugh at me, and it's a recent movie.
Oh, really? Okay.
I saw the new Top Gun movie.
How? We had this conversation because neither of us saw it. How was it? Oh, here we go.
So, my opinion, which is always right
when
it comes to movies, usually. I don't know. It was okay. It was not as great as everybody raved. I imagine it would have been better on a big screen with the effects, I guess, or just the flight stuff that was going on. But I don't know. It's just I don't know.
Okay.
Almost unbelievable. Like, and I won't go too far into it because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But it's like there's no way this character would get away with everything he gets away with. Which is typical in the movies, especially military movies. It's like, there's no way, in police movies too, there's no way you're getting away with all this bullshit. Okay, that you're getting away with.
I heard, but it was cool to look at though, right? Like,
yeah, it was okay to look at. I wouldn't say it was anything. Hey, and I don't know. My kids say you hate everything, and maybe I do now.
Yeah.
But it just didn't do anything for me. I will say this. I did watch something that made me laugh out loud. And it was happened to be on network TV, and it was I don't know if you ever saw it or not. 4 Christmases, I think it's called.
Oh yeah, it was on. Yes.
Okay, with Vince Vaughn
she was
and Robert
watching
Duvall.
upstairs. Yep.
And they're on the roof of the house doing the satellite. The guy mentions his mother, and Robert Duvall does the whole, well, I don't want to talk ill of your mother at Christmas time, but she's nothing but a common street whore. And in the midst of the madness that was going on here, I don't know why, it just really just busted me up just hearing. I don't want to speak ill of her, but she's nothing but a common street whore. So, yeah, that was good. But I did watch Top Gun. So
you're one ahead of me on that. I don't know. I'll probably watch it at some point, but I think it's only on Paramount Plus. How did you watch it? Did you rent it?
I have Paramount Plus.
Okay, so I don't have that.
Well, I'll off screen give you my information. No. Why? Everybody else is using it.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to. That's stealing, and I'm not stealing.
Really?
Not stealing.
How many unlicensed garage kits do you have? I'm just curious.
I'm not stealing movies.
Okay. Oh, and I have started to print on my Jupiter.
Oh, did you? Well done.
Yes.
How did it go?
No fails yet.
Good. I've had one, but not like.
Other than the gouge I put in the build plate that I showed you.
You failed there big time.
No, they failed there big time.
No, I haven't. I don't think I've had a fail that wasn't like my. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's because I missed a support or something. It's not because I did something wrong initially. Mm-hmm. But
it's funny though,
because it's a good printer.
It's so quiet And I don't stay down there with it that long, but it's so quiet. So it goes down and comes up. And then when it comes up, you hear the
Yep.
as it's popping off the FEP.
Yeah.
And what I do hate about it is the amount of resin you have to keep in it, and the stirring of the resin at that point just seems to take a little longer than normal.
You know what you could do? If you want to, you could always put like in the corner, like get like a rock, not a rock, but like something that takes up volume,
Mm-hmm.
and put that in the corner of the build plate and just never use that. And like, you wouldn't have to put as much resin in maybe, but
well, they have a plug now for the I don't know. It's all right. It's just I think I guess well, yeah. I mean, I understand why the build plates are bigger and all that. It's just there's a lot of resin goes in. I think a bottle and a half.
Yeah, it's good. I'm loving it so far. Everything, like, I love being able to put a bunch of stuff on there and not have to worry about like not fitting. And the huge things I've made has been just, it's been awesome.
And I haven't had to clean the FEP yet because the fail I had was me getting it off the build plate. I should have brought it out here because you didn't print your rook.
No.
But the rook is like huge. It's like this big. Okay, so
cool. What else, man? Anything?
No, that's it. That's hope you guys are covering my guy well.
We are. We got him. We got him.
He's got Jetsons coming.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
He's got all the main characters. The dog. I don't know if he's going to do the bosses, Cogswell and Spacely.
Yeah.
Spacely. But,
cool.
Yeah, so he's doing those.
We just put his new one up, so that was cool.
And I finished my books for Mark for the
books.
Pestilence.
Yes. I thought you meant you read something.
Have I read anything? No, I haven't read anything.
Okay. All right.
No. Okay, so that's all I got. Well, gee, thanks for having me.
Happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Any New Year's resolution?
Yeah, I'll be on Model Club sooner than later.
Oh, will you?
Yeah, I got to get back before you guys kill it. The ratings go down.
I don't know. You better look at those ratings.
Don't make me get a poll going. Come on.
No, we'll figure something out. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Cool, man. It was great seeing you.
We'll see everyone soon.
Everybody. Yep. See you later.
Mr. Clark, I'd like to say I miss you, but I don't.
All right. The big announcement. Jersey Fest is back.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jersey Fest is back. September 22nd through the 24th, 2023. It's in Newark Liberty International Marriott Hotel in Newark, New Jersey. Discounted hotel rates for show attendees. They're still working on the guest list. They're still working on everything kind of detail-wise, but they wanted to get that announcement out there. And we're going to have those people on coming up because they did want to come on and promote the show, and we'll just want to really get that show going. I think a lot of people are looking forward to Jersey Fest being back. I know like Paul Gill is and some other people that live in that area because Louisville is such a trek and it costs so much money to get out there now that I don't know. Did you ever go to Jersey Fest or Resentopia?
No.
Any of that?
I mean, I just found out about Wonderfest 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
So not a long, and then I heard about Jersey Fest is always during school. And it's hard, Wonderfest is usually the first weekend after or second weekend after school lets out. But Jersey Fest is usually September, October, and that's really tough.
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's like, even when Wonderfest used to be in May, I would be driving down, like we would still be in class and I'd be leaving like on Friday, getting there at midnight. And so for this, it is for people who live in different parts of the country. Yeah, it's kind of tough. And especially, for teachers like us, people don't understand. We don't get to just take off days. We get our summer break. That's it. And then you have to like beg and plead. And Christmas.
Have you been to Jersey Fest? Have you gone?
I went to Resentopia one year because I was doing a painting class, but I've never been to Jersey Fest. And I was talking to Scott. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we go for a day, me and you, me and Scott, or me alone. I don't know, just to see, and fly out and see how long a drive is that for you from Ohio
to Jersey? I have no idea. I've never been to Jersey.
That's probably good not to have been.
I've heard it's not a great place to go.
Yeah, neither is Chicago. Neither is Cleveland. So,
well, I mean, correction. I was in Jersey once, but I don't really even know where. A friend of the family was getting married, and so my wife and I flew out there on a Friday and flew back on Sunday, and so that was it. But that was years, and it was one of those airport hotels, so we didn't even go anywhere. We were like,
that's how this. And that I flew into, what was it? I think it was Newark. I think it was this for Resentopia, and it was on September 11th. I was flying in, and I could see the lights from where the towers were and all that. That was a good time.
Not scary at all.
No, not at all. So let me finish reading this. Come join hobby enthusiasts and collectors from across the USA and abroad at Typhon Studios is going to be there. I think Mike Calvert will be there. So if you're looking to meet Mike Calvert or any of those across the pond guys, I think some of those, it's a much easier flight for them. So the Jersey Model Kit and Statue Convention will offer amazing selection of vintage and new resin, vinyl, and plastic model kits, hobby supplies, statues, replica props, and fine art for sale and display. Come and experience terrific classes, demos, presentations on painting, building, and sculpting models and statues from many of the most talented artists in the hobby and film effects studios. Jersey Fest is a celebration of movies, television, pop culture. I guess there is a prop culture too, right? People who make props. Sure. And comic books, with the focus on monsters, science fiction, and fantasy. It's all happening in an excellent hotel that is located on Newark Airport property and convenient to New York City. So please join us if you love this hobby as much as we do. So jerseyfestfair.com. Check them out, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it progresses through the year as we get closer. But yeah, we'll have the Jersey Fest people on. We'll talk about it.
Honestly, I would like to go to that at some point. I would like to go to, I want to go to they have like those monster fests, like mask fests and stuff.
Mask Fest is and it's coming. No. Mask Fest is coming back, and I hope it's not the same weekend.
Is that in Chicago?
It's in Indianapolis.
How far away is that for you?
3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, 3 hours. Mask Fest is one of my favorite conventions. It was always hooked on with Horror Hound, and with COVID, it didn't take place the last couple years. And I just saw they sneak peeked an announcement saying it's coming back this year in September, or I think it's August, so I might be okay. But Mask Fest is great. It's like the way to explain Mask Fest is it's the working class Monsterpalooza, if that makes sense. Because it's not. So Monsterpalooza, you get a lot of. It's in LA, in California, so you get all the Hollywood special effects guys. This is more you're down to earth, Midwestern. We're making monsters. We're doing stuff.
Affordable,
right?
What you mean?
Yeah. Affordable, and just normal people, like not, and Distortions is there from Colorado. Those guys, and Mask Fest is great.
Didn't they have a show for a while?
Yeah, they did.
That was a great show, man.
His YouTube channel, I'll link to it here. Distortion's YouTube channel is great. He does a lot of really cool mask how-tos, and
he looks like an older version of you, actually.
He does. We have the same beard, but he does this with his beard. He's got this, and he also let his hair. I keep thinking of growing my hair out to look like a total creep, but I don't know.
Mine's coming.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
No, because mine goes.
I know you don't. You've got the crown.
Yeah, I get the horseshoe. So I would look like. Well, we were talking about my parents earlier. My parents are George and Estelle Costanza to a T. They don't look like them, but that is my house. Constant arguing, you're like, yes. And I just sit there like, oh, God damn it. Anyway.
Well, that kind of happens at my house too, but it's only because both of them are deaf and they can't hear anything. So they're like yelling at each other because it's awesome, isn't it?
Yep.
You just sit there and laugh.
Yep. No, I just had oh my God. I know we're totally off you know what? Forget it. Scott's not here anymore. So we get to do things my way. we bought my dad. We've been begging him for years to get a new computer. So now he officially has a better computer than me, which is driving me up a wall. And then we bought him a new monitor, a 4K like gaming monitor, and we bought him a Xbox controller for the PC. So today, him and my mom call me yelling, "We can't turn the game off. What's wrong?" I'm like, "Push this button, do that." He goes, "It won't work. It won't." So now I got to go over there tomorrow and show him how to close down Forza 5. Ugh.
Well, my mom and dad have a Mac, and it's beautiful, and it's I mean, it's a huge screen and everything. And I was telling him about how I was, doing this with you at least until Scott comes back. And why don't you come over and set that up for me, and so I can watch it. I don't even know how to turn his damn computer on. I think you have to use the mouse or something, and the batteries are dead in the mouse. And he's got cats, and I'm allergic to them, so I can only be there for about 15 minutes before my face blows up. So I feel your pain, buddy.
Yeah. Parents. One day, well, that'll be you one day. I will just die alone somewhere. You'll have a kid arguing with you.
Because I'm guessing I'll probably overdose on some sort of paint fumes down here. The dog will eat.
You know what? That's a topic for another day, actually, that I've been meaning to have. Anyway, back to stuff. Stan Arts is back with their new Elsa Lancaster kit. And it is her putting her makeup on. There's this, people like these. What would you even call this? Is a new genre of kit, I would think. Between this and it's not the actual monster because it's the actress putting on the monster makeup. And before it was, what's her name? I don't know. What do you call these?
I don't know. I mean,
there's because the other one you got not the Boris. Oh, my brain is broken. The Millicent Patrick kits that have recently come out, the glut of those. Not glut, there was a few. And then you have the Lon Chaney ones where people are, and then the Pierce, what's his name? This is where Scott comes in handy.
Franklin, not Franklin. Yeah.
The Pierce Karloff kit, we'll call it that. Where people are like applying the makeup for the movie. So this falls into that category of kits, and it's great. Like, well done here, Stan Arts. It is beautiful. The cost of the kit will be $195 plus a discounted flat shipping fee of $10 for domestic orders. I don't know how they're doing that, but well done.
Well, I mean, maybe they're taking a little bit of hit on the cost just because it's local or something. I don't know.
Get a hold of Stan Arts. We'll have the link, the stuff below. But this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. Sculpted in clay and resin cast, 3 parts. Her eye pencil, mirror, and nameplate are 3D printed. It is 1/5 scale, dimensions 16.5 inches tall. So that's a pretty big kit of someone just a seated kit. So well done again, Stan Arts. They do some amazing stuff. Yeah. Amazing stuff. And Laura Stan is amazing. She's one of the nicest people on the show.
I keep looking at that Frankenstein's laboratory thing, and I keep going, why do I not have that? Why do I not have that? And I just
we have an email about that later. We can discuss that then. We have an email about that exact thing.
Okay.
All right, Stan Arts, well done. Well done. All right, winner, the Hooded Claw. Once again, I have no idea what it's from. But amazingly sculpted again. Great, lots of pieces. Head on over to Winner's CG Trader page or his Patreon. We'll link to both below. Great stuff if you're into 3D printing, or I'm sure Scott Johansson would print it for you if you want to get a hold of him. And always doing cool stuff.
Do you now when he puts those pictures up, are those just colorized versions of the? Or
they're
does he actually
colored in ZBrush.
Okay.
So those are like Photoshop colored, basically. He does a great job on that.
Cool. Yeah.
Really well done. Well done, All right, and you sent this to me. This is Gene St. Jean Studios. Dude is right. I think I remember seeing this, and then for some reason fell to the back of my brain. And this is right in the line of like what Paul Gill likes to do, and like his line I think that he's got coming up, his bust. But these are full figures, and this Mothman is the best Mothman I've ever seen.
That's how I came across it.
Have you bought anything from them yet? Because I think I'm going to order this.
I want to. And my daughter and I actually went to Point Pleasant,
Really?
West Virginia, went on a Mothman hunt. We drove down. It's only 3 hours from here. We
Okay.
went down, went through the Mothman Museum, and I took a picture by the silver Mothman statue in the town square. And you would be surprised at how muscular the statue's buttocks are. The Mothman has been working out. I'll have to, yeah. Oh, I'll see if I can find the picture. I
Okay.
took a picture, he like pointing to his butt, like, hey, you know. But yeah, I love the cryptid stuff, and I
Yeah.
was looking for the Mothman, and then the other three were there as well that we're
Yeah,
gonna look
this
at.
is so refreshing to have someone on the show that appreciates cryptids and does not, between Paul Gill and me, and it's great to have you around for this. But this is a great Mothman kit. And then we have the monster, the Bluff Creek Sasquatch, which
Yeah.
is the one from the Patterson film that
Yeah.
everybody knows with Bigfoot walking. And these are cheap. They're all $100 for the kits. They're 9 inches tall, so they're not huge kits, but I'm guessing like 1/8 scale based on the size of the characters.
I would say maybe because it says from 2018. Maybe just contact before you order. Just make sure
Yeah,
he's still.
double
I'm
check.
sure he is. Stuff's up, and it seems like he's putting new stuff out.
Yeah.
Just
And then we have the Momo, the Missouri monster, which is obviously another, I think, Sasquatch from Missouri.
Yeah.
And the Beast of Bray Road, which is a great story. If you don't know that story, people who have no idea what any of this cryptid crap is, look up the story of the Beast of Bray Road. It's kind of like a werewolf story. It's a great story. So it's werewolf kit, great stuff. Gene St. Jean Studios, check them out.
And he's got other stuff too.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's some other there's some fruit bat stuff, some vampire stuff, some really cool things. From Monstrous Masterpieces, Classic Twisted Terror is a new line they're putting out of 8-inch resin figure kits. The first in the ghastly ghoulish gang is the London Vampire. Each is approximately 8 or more inches tall, limited to 50, available first quarter of 2023. Nice little character. Again, like cartoony stuff is making a comeback, which is really nice to see.
And this kind of reminds me of almost like a bigger version of what Jamie does.
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
Kind of. It's a little
those
different.
Minifigs. Yep.
Yeah. It's a little different, but it's got the same feel.
Yep. Which I think the hobby has been sorely lacking in the last 10 years of that kind of stuff. So it's great to see some of that coming. He also has one left of these. I looked, which is the Vincent Price from the Roger Corman film adaptation of Edgar Allan Poe's poem The Raven, and it is, what's the character's name? Dr.
It was a
Erasmus.
name, I know
Erasmus Craven, Sorcerer Supreme. So I think he has one of these left, but I have a feeling these are 3D printed. So if he has, enough orders, who knows? Maybe he'll come back. So this is a great likeness of Vincent Price, really good likeness, and a bust. So if you're into busts, check out Monstrous Masterpieces, and they're on Facebook. We'll have all that links below. You sent this over to me. How did you come across Vengeance Studios?
Just searching and popped up because of the stuff that I have on Facebook. It's mostly model stuff. That's pretty much what I have Facebook for.
Yeah.
And so it just popped up in my feed, and I was like, wow, this stuff is awesome. I mean, it really is cool. I think I sent you 3 things this week.
You did. And then I went back and I went and looked at a bunch of other stuff. And he has, so this is Jordan Taylor of Vengeance Studios. And I was talking to him a little bit before. They're having an after Christmas special. And he just posted it on there. And he's going to run a special. Buy 2 kits or painted statues and get a 3rd one for free. Scale option for this deal is 1/8, 1/6, and quarter scale. This will be for any order placed in January. So don't order until January, and you can take part in the deal. But there's some great stuff. There's a really cool Krampus he has, which is from the exact shirt you're wearing, right there. It's that Krampus from the great movie Krampus. And then Maverick. Did you see the Maverick movie?
No. Everyone keeps telling me it's really good.
I know.
Did you see it?
No.
Yeah. I mean, I've got this. Oh.
Your Goose cosplay helmet?
Kinda. Ooh. Yeah, I got the
nice
set. And actually, one of these days I'll show you. I have the kit. I don't. Anyhow, on my grandfather's workbench when he died, he was doing the F-14.
Oh, cool.
And or the whatever the Tomcat. I'm sorry, F-14 Tomcat, and I have it. It's in the right where he finished. It's just in that condition. So I didn't finish.
That's a great tribute. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I'll show it sometime. Dude, who knows?
Trust me. But the likeness here on Tom Cruise, beautiful. Like great piece. He also has this Eddie from Stranger Things playing guitar to the Metallica song, and a Willy Wonka, and then oh crap.
The cool thing about the Tom Cruise one is it comes life size. It's only about 5 inches tall.
It said he has about 100 kits waiting to go. So it's got a lot of stuff coming out and great stuff. So check out Vengeance Studios. Wait for that sale. It's coming up. Check them out on Facebook. Everything will be down below. And this I just saw today too, which was from Todd Powell and Escape Hatch Hobbies, sculpted by Michael Berglund, which is a companion piece to the Fly kit coming out of the Fly with the Doctor's head on it. So really cool piece, 1/8 scale to go with the Doctor that will be coming out here shortly. Todd, I love these little add-ons that Todd does.
Yeah, that's a really cool. That's what stuck with me the first time I saw the Fly. Help me! Help me.
Always. It was so creepy and horrible, and they just smash him. It's like horrible with a big rock. Like that's the worst way to go.
We wonder why we are the way we are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think being lit on fire would be worse.
Yeah, burning's got to be. Oh yeah, burning,
especially if it's a Fly.
I don't know. Actually, wow, the worst way to die. I was thinking of being eaten by an animal, but they start with your legs, like a bear, just like, or a croc, anything, just not your head, so you're still alive. Like a bear just decides to start eating you from your ass, and you're like, oh, this is awful for about what? 30 minutes, and then maybe you die.
15, whatever, however long it takes for you to go into shock and just.
God, do you ever watch? Do you have? I don't know. You ever seen Nature is Metal on Reddit or Instagram?
Not on either of those.
I highly recommend Nature is Metal. It's nothing but horrible things that happen in nature, and you're like, God,
I don't want to see that. I'm already afraid to go outside my house.
Oh man, it's bad, but it's cool stuff. It's cool. Like, anyway,
here's a guy who got bit by 1,000 bees.
But no, it's not people. It's only animals. It's usually just animal stuff, like crazy stuff that happens to animals, and like watching a woodpecker eat the brains out of another bird, like that kind of stuff. Like, who knew that woodpeckers like peck the brains out of baby doves?
Who recorded it? That's the thing. All right. So what's worse, the people who don't know, or the people who sit there? See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Different people.
That yeah. I can do the fake stuff all night long, dude. Show me people's skin being pulled off them, no problem. You show me some real violence, and I'm throwing up in the corner.
Oh man. Yeah. It's rough.
Yeah.
The good old days of the internet. You could see. Anyway, we're getting way off track. All right. Have you bought anything?
Dude. I have so much stuff. I mean, between Christmas and all right.
What have you? But this is where we usually share our bought stuff. I've only bought one kit, so I'll do mine last.
Well, first my big old Frankie came in.
Nice.
The vinyl Frankenstein, and this thing is awesome. It is really cool, and I got a little crazy and did some trimming already. And I mean, when you put the legs in this thing, it's massive.
Yeah,
massive, huge. Good grief. I can't wait to build this up. And then my wife is going to walk down here and go, okay, where the hell do you think you're going to put that? No, I don't.
The nightstand.
Yeah. No, that's where all my comic books are. I got to, So I got that.
Comic books.
My sister-in-law got me this. Look at that.
Oh, wow. You have a nice sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Can she buy me things?
Sure. She's down in North Carolina.
Okay.
My in-laws, even you're gonna want my in-laws now too. Look at the big old Revell.
Oh wow.
This huge. This thing's like 30 inches long when it's done or something.
Where are you going to put that? You're going to hang it from the ceiling?
Next to the Frankenstein.
He's holding it.
This is a gift from my in-laws also. They feed into my habits.
That's good.
A sprue holder. And they bought it through Amazon, and I think someone bought it and sent it back because they broke it. Because they put it in, you just kind of boom to hold your sprues in. And it's got A to O, so you can put, your A sprue, your B sprue, C, and it just stays organized. Where if you got to find A12, you go to
My
A
mouth is open because I want that. What is this?
It's just, it was on, I don't know, it was on Amazon. But anyhow, someone I think bought it, tried to put it in, and they put it in backwards and broke the bottom off of this one. But I think I can pop it out, and then I could just super glue it together. It's not like it's holding a lot of weight anyhow.
Right.
It's just there to hold.
So you just slot the sprues in.
Yeah. The screws just,
dude.
It just organizes it.
I kind of want that for Warhammer stuff.
Yeah, it's really, it's a cool little thing, man. Yeah. Because normally I just stack them up next to me, and I'm searching for everything.
Right, and it's always in a big pile.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up right now. Keep talking.
Yeah. Well, Scott showed you the Ardith Bay. My Ardith Bay came in, and it's really the same thing. I don't think
I'll still show it anyway. So not everyone watches every episode.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't taken it out of. It came with a cool little Ardith Bay sticker.
Oh, that is a cool sticker. I love stickers.
I do too. I gotta find a place. I have the one you sent me too.
Okay, look. Wait, I don't know if people. So this one doesn't have a back. It just has
there's different ones.
Oh, there's a 2-piece one.
That's probably the one that they got me.
This one. That is awesome. I want one of those. All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be super helpful. I'm not gonna take all of it, dude. I never unwrapped any of it. It's huge.
It's the Ardith Bay.
Yeah, this is Mark, right? Worthling. This is Pestilence.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll push the Pestilence button.
There you go.
Where's the Pestilence button? The Pestilence button. There it
is.
Pestilence Labs. Mark Worthling.
I have two more. I got the Typhon, Frankenstein, and Wolfman.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I did open these up. Look at that.
Ooh.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I think these are Jeff's also. I think these are Jeff Yeager's.
Yep.
So that's one. And then I pulled a Jason Walker.
You dropped some?
I was looking at it. This is so cool. And I had the Wolfman out. And look at that thing. Isn't that cool?
That is really cool. I love the color resin he uses too.
Yeah. It's really like a cool creamy green almost.
Yeah.
But I was setting it up and I put it in the base and all that, and it fell and I chipped the end right there. But that's, the hand goes there. And so I don't even know if I'm going to fix. I might just fix it a little bit and just call it a day. So maybe I'll call
Putty work.
Hey, it came broken. No.
You can't. This is evidence now.
No, don't beat that. So that is all my crap, dude.
Awesome.
Oh, wait, no, because we forgot last time. In case you haven't got them yet, horror ornaments.
Okay.
There you go. I got a bunch. I got
ornaments.
Horror ornaments. That's it.
I love ornaments. Ornaments.
Got that. I got the zombie nurse. I got the zombie mermaid.
It's so ridiculous, but it's great.
I don't know. This is weird. Dracula parrot. I'm guessing it's a vampire parrot. and then this.
What did they just take a bird and stick 2 teeth on it and call it a Dracula parrot?
That's what it looks like, man. It's awesome.
That's great.
And the goblin.
I love the goblin. I love me some goblins.
I forgot to show that last time. I had talked to you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Really cool.
A ton of stuff, man.
I did get. I'm gonna save some of the other stuff for the workbench, but I did get one kit, and I think I saw someone talking about it, and I saw that it was only limited to like 300. But I went ahead and picked this up from Amok Time, and I know Scott had talked about it before. So, and I'm not sure. I have not even opened this at all. So,
Yeah.
let me.
I saw someone had opened it online and shown a picture of it. They got it from Cult TV Man, I think.
Yeah. So let
It's
me. Maybe I'll flip the.
Go for it.
Let me see, so people can kind of. Overhead. You working? Oh, the overhead camera does work. But it's not focusing. There we go.
I still see you.
You see me. You'll still see me. I don't know why. There we go. All right. So yeah, in the box, instructions.
Wow, even those instructions.
The plastic club comes in its own little
cool
container. This is what Scott was talking about before, I think, when he was showing it. All the pieces are sealed, like vacuum sealed, like this. But the eye, and I'll take this because I don't care like he does. I'm not a mint in box guy. Yeah. So the head has this piece, so you can see. The head comes off. It looks like the jaw moves up and down.
That's really
It's a cool little piece. And it's magnetized, so it pops right in there. So you can take that in and out. And then there is the eye. Let's see. The eye is like a glass eye that's already kind of done. So let me get it on camera. So, and I think it moves. There's a little tab in back, like inside. I don't think people on this camera can see. There's a white tab. Yep, there it is. It's in focus. There's a white tab that allows you to change the position of the eye. So you can move the eye around. Let me see if I get this.
That's cool. It's moving better.
That is really
cool.
So
I got a question. When you get kits that have movable parts and like that, have you ever gone and like walked by it and be like, you know what, I'm tired of that pose, and they repose it and move on?
Yeah, I have.
Really?
Some.
I never do.
But like this, I don't know. Well, here's my only problem with this. If that's the case, let me open the body up because I'm all for breaking open packages. If this, I want to see the seam on this. This is my concern. Like on the mouth, that seems not too bad when you look under there. Like, like if you want to take this, actually, I don't know what the reason why you would keep this, because you can move the jaw without.
Is there more? Is there more than one mouth?
No, wait, is there?
I'm wondering if they have like one closed, one open, that kind of thing.
No, I don't see no, there's just one mouth.
Weird.
So that's why I don't know. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it's just because of the way it had to be manufactured. But that, I don't like that you could glue in place and not have to worry about it. But this, if you want to do that, how does this? You'd have to find a way to magnetize the head somehow. Ooh, breaking. Because if you do want to move that eye later on, like how do you do it? I think you have to kind of pick. Oh no, that's why the mouth comes off. Duh. So that's why the mouth comes off, so that you can move the eye around.
There you go. Look at that. Yeah. We figured it all out.
We figured it out. I'm smart. With the help of Brian.
I didn't do anything. I was as confused as you were.
Yeah. So the mouth comes off so you can move the eye. That's what it is. Which is kind of like that seam hides really well.
Yeah.
It's like, that's okay.
It looks like a natural.
Yeah, it does. So that's cool. But yeah, I love it.
That's cool.
I love a good Cyclops. So that, I did not want to miss out on this, and that's a nice piece. Which I also, speaking of Cyclops, I saw that people started getting their plastic ones from, I think it's the X Plus. Who's making that Cyclops, that plastic one? I'll have to look. But there's a new Cyclops coming out, and it started shipping. So I'm hoping that mine shows up soon.
Oh, you got the plastic one too?
Yeah, the plastic one is on pre-order from Cult TV Man. There goes the camera. There's our.
I don't buy a ton of stuff from Cult TV, man, but because I try to keep the local hobby guy going as much as
for
possible.
sure.
But whenever I can't get anything, if he is having a hard time, I go through him. Like I got the Gotcha Man Phoenix or Battle of the Planets
Oh
Phoenix.
yeah. Did you build that?
Him.
Or is it still...
I built one for a buddy, but I haven't built mine yet.
I love that show.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah, that
Star
show.
Blazers.
I mean, being a kid, that was the show, man. Battle of the Planets was just...
And awesome. Star Blazers. Those were the two that I don't want to miss. And they're still good now. They're on YouTube. If you go and watch them, they're still good.
Oh, yeah. That's, you know what? Good idea. But that's what I bought. The rest I'll save for Workbench. So let's go there. Workbench. All right, what you working on, Brian?
Well, do you want to see one that I finished before I show you what?
This is again unusual, refreshing.
So, if you remember last time, previous episode, we were talking about what I was working on, and I did finish the Wonder Woman. I'll send you pictures of that, or I'll get it next time. But that's upstairs with my daughter's Christmas gifts. And I also did the glow in the dark Phantom of the Opera for her as well. She loves the Phantom of the Opera. So.
Oh, great. Yeah, send pictures and we'll put them here.
But if you remember, I was doing Fluke Man and Mama Bates.
I do remember.
Mama Bates, look at that.
Oh, Mama.
Mamma mia. No, Norman, you're so bad. I don't know why she became Italian, but...
all of a sudden. Is Bates Italian? What is Bates?
No. I'm not a master of that. So yeah, dude, I actually went back and I used your tapping method that we were talking about before, and I used Freak Flex paints, and I under the skin did some purples and greens and blues and reds to get that decayed look, and I love it, man. I think it came out really cool.
Good.
Put some
looks good.
pastels in the hair to make it dirty, because I figured you're coming out of the hole, you're not going to be clean.
Oh,
So yeah, finish that up.
Well done. A finished model kit. I love it.
Fluke Man is almost there. That guy, getting there.
Yeah, getting there.
Just working on the white. You know, it's hard because it's white, which is why I asked last time.
Yeah.
And really, I have all the whites done except for this arm. I got to put one more coat on this arm.
Okay.
Because I painted it white, and then I tapped again with red, because he's got these red splotches that show. So it may not be showing here, but there are some red undertones.
Yeah, these cameras kind of usually wash that stuff out. I'm looking real quick. I want to see a picture of him from the show. And I'm trying to see... Yeah, he's got the red around his eyes.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to see, like, in his folds. It's like a gray...
Yeah.
Like in the folds.
Right.
If I could recommend a color, I would say... The color I would use if I were is it's a wash, like I was telling you before, but I would thin it down, and it's Drakenhof Nightshade, which is like kind of like a blue, like really dark kind of blue. And if you thin that down quite a bit, it would make a great shade color on there, I think. Or something, even if you have a blue, like really knock the blue like really thin. Well,
I have the Maya clear, so maybe I'll thin this up and
thin that down, throw that into some of the folds. I think it might look like make a glaze that kind of falls in.
Yeah. And then I'm working on this little guy, a little BB-8 from Bandai.
Aw.
It's a little diorama BB-8 with DBD. What's his name?
I don't know.
New guy. Do you watch it? Where's he at? I don't know where I put Dio.
There's a beard close up.
You like that?
Yeah, it was nice.
Here, I got his head. I have his head. I have Dio's head there. I don't know where his body is right now. It's like a little mini diorama from the last movie. So
gotcha.
But yeah, that's
we're
all
working on stuff. That's great. That's like,
I forgot this. I've been priming it.
Oh, you primed it? Did you sand it at all?
No, I'm using filler primer.
Okay.
And it is washing out the lines. And
Good.
I'm just doing super thin coats, really thin.
Because that's kind of what I did on some of the dugout thing I'm working on. That the filler primer from Harbor Freight, Jamie Sy gave me this tip. It's cheaper, so you don't, if you have to use a lot of it for prints, the filler primer, it's like $7 a can instead of like the automotive. Yep, that's the one I think. Oh no, that's Rust-Oleum. But it's like the label looks exactly the same. They did that on purpose. It just doesn't say Rust-Oleum. But filler primer is great for that. And then just sand it a little bit and then
go to town.
Keep going.
The only thing is like under the eyes, like
that's from the supports. There's really no way to like. You could putty that with some like plastic. I think the Vallejo stuff might work really well on there. Sure. But you could putty that out.
Could.
Yeah. You want it to be perfect. But.
And I forgot something, dude. I got suckered, bud. I got suckered. I was embarrassed. I ordered something from Micromark because I'm like every other modeler. This came today. That's why I forgot about it. Like every other modeler, what happens? Our paint bottles get clogged up and you can't open them, right?
Dude, I love a good useless tool.
I go to Micromark and get a bottle opener, right? So it like locks in and you can whatever, and you can just get a good grip and open it.
That's awesome.
I'm looking at this. I'm super excited. I go and it's like all the way from like Tamaya down, and I'm gonna get this. I go to Micromark. I've been looking at it for years. I'm excited, and it comes and it's KitchenAid. Like son of I could have just gone down to the store and bought it.
So I have this one.
That's cool.
Which is for like, it works like this. Yeah. Like the sawtooth like jams into the plastic lid. And but yours I think might actually work better. But it's KitchenAid. That's awesome. It's not Micromark official.
That was all. Yeah, I mean, you just gotta find the spot where it fits, and then you push it up and lock it in. And I don't know. I haven't even.
I like that though.
It just pissed me off because right on. Yeah, and this one's been stuck, so it works. Yeah, it's super tight.
Wait, go up a little higher with it. Show everybody how it works. Like high up in the camp, like right there.
So just kind of, this is adjustable, and you just put it up against there and squeeze. It's hard to do this while you're.
Yeah.
And then, here we go. There you go. It holds it, and then you just open it up, twist it open.
I think I'm going to get one of those.
Just go to Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah, I might as well. Or Amazon.
Why wait?
KitchenAid jar opener.
And it wasn't expensive. It was only like $8, which is fine. The fucking shipping was 19, or like with shipping it was 19. It was like 11.
It's probably on Amazon Prime.
I didn't even think about that either.
Yeah.
Just a little, and I was putting in model kit paint openers. That's why. I'm thinking
they get us every time. Oh yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah. Well.
Oh man. I mean, so I kind of did the same thing. I spent a lot of money on something dumb. And it's normally I kind of keep this stuff for the workbench, or I could have put this in the news and reviews, but I bought some of this, which is Army Painter's Quick Shade. And I've seen it, and if you see on the label, it says dip. So the way this is supposed to be used is you open up the can, you have a miniature, and you dip the whole miniature into the can, let it drip dry, like drip enough. So it's just like if you're painting an army of, this is for old war gamers, like you're painting 500 miniatures at once for your army. It's quick dip, and it creaks. It's just, you're done. And so I just bought this because I was thinking, Bill Monster Jones always had his wash that he uses for Godzilla kits is he uses Ceram Coat, or I think it's Delta Ceram Coat, and it's this charcoal gray is his go-to Godzilla gray, which is it really works really well. And then he does an oil wash of a mixture of burnt umber and black oil paint mixed with varnish. And that's his oil wash that he does, brushes over his whole Godzilla. And mine, it either dries out in the jar I have it in, or I want to keep just an easy wear I could just go buy some. So I was like, I wonder if this dark tone stuff would work. And then I realized after I got home, it is oil based. So it is an oil wash. And when you open it up, I'm not going to do it on here because, well, like the color.
You'll spill it all over your nice sweater.
I don't want to get it on this shirt, actually.
Yeah, don't do
on my sweater. But because when I close it, it will. And it seems like almost a dead-on match. It might be a little lighter than it, but it's almost a dead-on match to what Bill Monster Jones' secret formula Godzilla wash is. And the reason I'm thinking about that is because I have a bunch of Godzillas coming up, which I want to show in a second. The other thing I picked up was some of the brush soap from Monument Hobbies, the Gentastic stuff. That does smell like beer. It smells like beer. So I'm hoping that works really well because my other one's starting to get dried up. And then I did a Kickstarter because, again, I like my tools for some reason. And it showed up this week. And I was going to do a review video, and I had bought a new lav mic to do for here. And it was the wrong connector. So I had to send it back. So I'm waiting on that to show up. But I just wanted to give just a quick heads up as to what it is. And then I am going to do that video. So it's a new wet palette. And I stress everyone needs a wet palette, but it came with a detail brush set, the Kickstarter special, and it came with a dry brush set. It came with a piece of copper to help cut down on mold in the wet palette. Came with some wet palette pieces and a sponge to go underneath, but it also came with some extras, same. But the box itself, and so it's from Cobalt Keep is the brand, and it is a mixture, dry palette and wet palette. So the way it clips together is it looks kind of like this. I have not taken it out of the box yet. So I was going to do this all in the video, but since that mic got screwed up. So it has a dry palette top, and then underneath is where your wet palette is. So it has both kind of stacked together, which I really like. And it has some mixing pots right here if you need them and brush cleans. And it has a plug right here to let like a vacuum seal for that one part, I think it is, or a moisture thing. I'm not entirely sure. That fills up right there. So I'm going to do a review on this and put this up on the channel. I'm going to start doing some more of those. And I think those are brush holders on the side as well. But another wet palette to try out. So
how many wet palettes do you have? 3, 4?
5?
How many do you use at one time?
1. I keep buying them thinking one will be better than the next. And so far, I really like the hobby holder one I'm using. The Redgrass Games one is really nice. The Army Painter was my favorite up until this point. The Masterson is the other one that I have. But yeah, I love wet palettes. I think everyone, it changes your painting life once you have.
Why is that? Because I don't have one. I don't use one.
It keeps your paint longer. You're not wasting as much paint. And it allows you to blend colors, I think, a lot, and do your glazes and mix colors. So like if you're mixing just like on one of these, right? Like this, like I do, this dries up really quick. The wet palette is constantly keeping that paint moist, and it can stay moist for a week or so, like with the lid on. So when you come back, you've put paint down, you're not wasting paint. You can blend a little better inside the palette, and then you can just throw the piece out. But I highly recommend picking one up.
So I don't do it that way. And I know what you're saying. Like if you go to mix something, like I can't, but I have these also, you know.
Yeah.
But I have some brush cleaner fluid in there right now. I don't want to tip it over.
Oh yeah. I always use like the tops of these stupid cups.
What I really use, and it keeps my mixes good, is pill bottles.
Oh.
I'll mix it in there.
No, that's what, no, that's yes. But what I'm talking about is like the way the wet palette actually works is once you like squirt out paint, not the mix you've already done. So let's say you've mixed the color on a palette. So it's like this. So when your colors are sitting on this is how I use it. So like if I mix the color here, it's going to stay there for at least a couple days or more. But like, yeah, if I'm mixing a lot of paint, yeah, I use like a pill bottle or like a little glass. Baby food jars for a long time. Because someone at work, being a teacher, I was able to get baby food jars from moms at work all like easy. And those make great things. So, but yeah, check it out. If you can't, maybe I'll get you one for your birthday. When's your birthday?
Oh, it's a secret, my friend.
Oh no. Okay.
It's not out there. I don't post it anywhere. I really don't.
Right. I'm going to find it out. Show topic. That's it. Do we have anything else? We're going, how long are we going so far? Hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't know. I did get that same Monument Hobbies set.
Oh, you did?
And I like it.
Yeah,
and
it's
good. Cool. I'm using it. And I already broke the tip of my my needle thingy.
Wait, what?
I don't. Yeah.
On the X-Acto knife.
There,
There we go.
broke the tip off, but it's still super sharp. It was when I was cutting the vinyl on Frankenstein. That vinyl was thick, man.
Dude, it is.
But yeah, dude, I like it. I really do.
I love that little cutting board too. Like that is a great little starter set. Great starter set. Check out Monument Hobbies, everybody.
Yep.
Oh, I did pick up their glaze and wash as well, and a new bottle of black. So I'm gonna try that out. I'll talk probably more about that once I use it. As far as building things, I'm still working on Dot. With the funeral, everything went sideways. So I have started painting. I have been painting. It should be done here by the end of the week. I got Dot from Animaniacs. The flowers done. All this stuff almost done, like little stuff. And I am working on a giant Godzilla that I started building, and I'm gonna skip that. But I got it from Gambody, and I printed it out. And Gambody comes with like their connect when there's two pieces. It comes with there's these pins that you can they call them G-locks, and they perfectly like lock in pieces together instead of a pin, and it worked amazingly. I'll show everybody later because we're running a little bit long on that stuff, but Godzilla's turning out pretty good. All right. The show topic, some of this was spawned from an email or comment. I can't remember. Boxes, everybody. We build model kits, which leaves a box once it's built. What does everybody like to do with their boxes? Are you a saver? Are you a trasher? Are you cut the lid off? I'll tell you my story after I hear yours. What do you do with your boxes?
95% of them I throw out. It's about the kit for me. And really nowadays the art isn't anything spectacular. You know what I mean? It's all computerized. Like they're the Bandai stuff for Star Wars. I mean, it's just a computer generated. Who cares? But if it's something that I really, really like King Kong, I love King Kong.
Yeah.
I got the glow in the dark King Kong that when it came out a couple years ago. I saved that box. I have the glow in the dark Godzilla. So it's got to be something that I'm like, well, that's really cool, and I want to have it. But most of it, I throw away. I don't. Dude, it takes up so much room.
And that's what I was going to talk for a while there. It was about right before I moved into my house. I had saved, as long as it wasn't like a box that was like a shipping box, but like the actual model kit box. Like if it had a picture or something on there, like future, all those, I saved every single box from every model I had built. And I was saving them at my parents' house, like in their basement crawl space, like every single box. And I'm like, I got to the point where I was like, what's the point? Like once you build a model, and I'd love for people to comment, this is what I want people to talk about in the comments, is what do you do with your boxes? Because once you build that model, the value's gone down anyway, right?
Yeah.
And yes, people, if you have the box, it's going to help. But in the long run, is it really worth hanging on to that stuff? So right before I left or moved from the city back out, there were a couple moves there. But I ended up pitching almost every single box. And there was just a few I saved, and I can grab them. I saved like the box to my Kyoto Biolante because I really liked the artwork on that. It was really cool artwork. I saved that.
Yeah.
I saved like some future kits, like the Steve Oil Rain. I saved I cut the lid off of the OIP box. I really like the old Kyoto, like this straight, just stark black Godzilla stuff. And then I saved like the Venom box lid, and I saved the future models, the pusher hopper lid, but everything else, and I like a couple other ones I saved just because I like the artwork, and I had planned on maybe framing them at some point, like taking that lid. But you're right, it takes up so much room, and if anyone has a different suggestion as what to do, or as if we should be saving them, like I just can't do it. I just can't. I love the artwork that's gone into some of them. The ones that I have been saving are the ones like you have just said, where they're the plastic, mostly like the plastic models seem to have better artwork lately. And I'll take that whole box and I have them as like a backdrop on one above my Detolf cases. So it has like all the Aurora looking old classic monsters, and that's a nice box. Like that's
Really
got
cool.
that's a cool, and it's limited edition, so there's only 300 of these. So this is probably one I would probably save just because and put it back there. But you run out of room. Like you just do.
Yeah. I mean, I've got my comic book collection, I've got my Superman collection, and I've got my model. And it's like I'm lucky my wife lets me live in the house at this point. So I mean,
I
but
know.
I mean, like I said, I keep the ones that I think are really cool. I've been getting the iconic scenes from Troy.
Yeah.
All of those come, you got a shipping box with a box inside, and I don't have any out, but they come with almost like a little mini poster on top of the promotional art, and you can peel it off, and that's what I keep those too. So it's got to be something.
Yeah,
that,
like that's not a bad
something.
idea. If people like companies did that more and make it like Calvert does for Typhon, like a little card or a little just something to hang on to save money and just like print like and save that as part of the that's
well with the kits that he sent me, and I didn't show this, but yeah, it came with little postcards.
Yeah, see, that's cool. And you could do a little frame on those and put those. Yeah, those are awesome.
Then like little like monster posters.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Mike Calvert and Typhon, man, great. I love the little extra promo. Paul Gill's been doing that too with some things because it is a good way to save money by not making a real fancy box. Like you're not a big company, but if you can just throw something else like a sticker. Pestilence does that with stickers, like the Ardeth Bay thing. Stickers are a great thing to throw in there. But yeah, boxes. What do people do? We'd love to know. It's got to the point where I can't save them anymore. It's gone.
Kind of going with that a little bit. I think if it's the original art used to print, that's one thing, So Terry Webb and I met up last week.
Oh, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it was good. We had a good time, man. He saved me $100 in shipping because he brought me my order. So
yeah,
I'll take a 2-hour conversation with Terry. Because he grew up one town over from me. So he was coming up to see his family. He's like, "Hey, Brian, I'll just bring it." I was like, "Perfect." So we met and hung out, and he told me that he's actually seen the original artwork that was used on the Aurora Monster, that a friend of his bought it. And I think if you have, I think he said he spent $40,000 on each one or something. I don't know, way back. So, I mean, but he said like the glow ones, all they did was paint over the original one. You can see the original paint coming through the glow, like it's there.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So it's still, I think to have the original art would be one thing, but I don't know, man. There's no room. There really isn't.
We forgot about something in news and reviews. What is it? Amazing Figure Modeler is having a sale. You want to tell everybody? We forgot about this.
Yeah, it is 50% off. I bought one of every issue that I did not have, and I got 40 pounds worth of magazine. It was so cool. He had to like take. It was like buckle, like the box wouldn't close. But I got one of everything, including Amazing Vehicle magazines. Those two issues. And it was for all of them. And I want to say I got 50, 60 issues, something like that.
Oh, whatever. Wow. Okay.
Maybe more. I got a copy of every single one. It was $280, not even dollars or something, because it was 50% off. So I was getting them for $5 each.
Sweet. I think they're going to do that sale for a while, so we'll put the information below for that too. Head on over, support Terry and Dave. Great people, great magazine, especially the ones I'm in. Those are the best ones.
Those are the ones I told them I didn't want.
So, wait, that could be our thumbnail.
Crap. Give me the good ones.
Yeah. None of that Walker garbage. We want all Jeff Camp and David Fisher.
Right.
Oh man, but yeah, check it out. They're having a good sale for people who are trying to pick that up. It's New Year's.
It is.
I hadn't thought about this. Hobby resolution. You got one? Thinking of anything? Not to put you on the spot, but I was like, yeah, I kind of got one. So I'll wait and see if you do.
I don't, because I do build something all the time. You know what I mean? I don't think you build as much as you used to, but you are.
Yeah.
and because I'm always building something, usually, it dies off a little bit now during basketball season, but I don't have one. I just, you know, just keep building. That's it for me.
That's a good resolution. Keep building. And that kind of goes on to mine. I do want to make sure that I take some time to actually do more painting and set aside time. Because again, people, this thing is very slapdash most of the time, but it is a lot of work. It takes up editing and and I want to take some of that time and make sure I am actually painting stuff and slow down on the printing because I keep just adding to the pile between miniatures and models. The pile keeps getting bigger and I am running out of time. So I do want to, I want to paint more. And I feel like I need to buy more garage kits because that's kind of fallen off because I've had so many that I did take a break. And then there is some stuff I've been seeing lately. I'm like, I want to support more garage kit stuff than I have been lately. So, and it's tough because I see a lot of stuff come through the show, which is a weird, like, I feel bad because I see something from so many people, but I don't have enough money to buy all the cool stuff that comes through the show. And it's tough. So it's not that. And then I feel guilty for not buying stuff sometimes. But like, I can't support everybody all the time.
Yeah. I mean, you got to pick and choose. And that's actually was a topic I was going to bring up for later. I was going to how do we pay for how do we pay? So
go ahead. How do we pay? How do you pay? Tell everybody your story on how you pay for your model kit addiction. Because this is a great story.
Plasma. I donate plasma. And I get $500 a month roughly for going 8 times. It's about $480. I get about $60 a pop. So $480 a month, and that's what I use to pay for it. So originally, I think I said when I went to Wonderfest the first time, I think I took $200. I didn't know. I was just like, I think I came home. I think, I did. I bought no 2. I can't remember. One was a blob kit, and I don't know who made it. It's somewhere around here. I'll show it at some point. You take the blob off, and there's a skull under it and everything. I was just like, because I watched Blob with my mom. I don't know how many times. So I was like, oh, I got to get that.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the only thing I bought. But then I was like, what am I going to do? So I started saving my basketball checks, and then we needed a new floor, so that didn't work. So my buddy who I work with, it's like, he's from England. Hey, mate, I donate plasma, man. This dude paid, he and his wife both go. Paid for a vacation for him, his wife, his 3 daughters to Hawaii, and then later did it for Jamaica. By the 2 of them doing it. Because you can make about roughly $5,000 each if you did it a year, if you go religiously. So that's how I donate plasma. I get.
Do you have marks on your arm? Like, are there scars from?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll show. Is that showing?
I could. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Normally it's fresher. I ended up getting a blood clot in October. It happens in the needles. Yeah. And so what they do is they take your blood out, they spin it, separate the plasma, and then they put the red blood cells back in. Well, they took it out, they spun it and tried to put it back in, and it wouldn't go in because there was a blood clot in the needle because it just dried. And it happens. So you have to, because they couldn't put the blood back. I haven't been able to go since October 15th, but I just got they just called me. I can go start. Going.
Awesome. Well, that is a great, it helps people and you're making money. So
yeah, helps people. That's what I was worried about.
Helping yourself. Mine, like, ever since I got this stupid house, it's like one thing after another. Owning a house, like when I was in an apartment, everything's great. I can spend money like it doesn't matter. And now it's like, oh, that broke again. Oh, this broke again. There goes the model kit this month. There goes the model kit this month. And it's just, then it gets to the point where like, okay, I'm going to just paint what I got. But yeah, leave us in the comments below. Leave us your hobby resolutions. What do you want to do this year? What are you looking forward to? I was going to show it another time. All right. Emails, voicemails, and corrections. Do we have any corrections? Did we mess anything up last episode?
I did, actually, believe it or not. I messed up the price of the vinyl Frankenstein. I think it was $120, I said.
Okay.
Not $120. It was $210. I had the numbers flipped. So that alternative image. So
okay.
I got that.
Did he have any more left, do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
That I can't answer.
I would people act on that fast. If you want that McVeigh Frankenstein from Alternative Images, you got to go quick. It's going to be going away. Yeah. Corrections. We fixed our big correction. He's not here, so okay. It was one major correction.
I will say I've enjoyed the comments that I've been getting concerning Scott. You know, and I was not prepared. I will say I wasn't prepared for the YouTube commentary as you saw. Hey, you got responsibilities now. Make sure. You know, that kind of stuff. And
that reminds me, what would I know you commented on there for, but people who just watch the show and don't comment, your ultrasonic cleaner, what brand? What is it?
It was an H&B Luxuries.
Okay.
Digital ultrasonic cleaner.
I saw Harbor Freight again. Don't like supporting them, but sometimes I'm there. They had one on sale for Christmas for $70. I was like, oh, should I get a real one or the Harbor Freight one?
I did. What's your problem with Harbor Freight?
I think most of it is knockoff, just like China. Like they have the door for the name brand stuff, and then the other door for the knockoff straight. And I'm like, I don't like supporting anything Chinese, so it's hard. But it's when I can make that choice, I do. So
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I wasn't ready for all the pressures that come with this.
You've already done more work than Scott has, so it's okay.
2 episodes. I was able to copy and paste pictures.
Oh man!
Hey, come on here, you've got all sorts of stuff, and I'm like, where did this come from? Oh, this is what I have to do every time. I'm like,
speaking of Scott, the Joker has returned for Scott. We have a voicemail, so if you could play that voicemail, because Brian can make the voicemails work.
Yes, poor Scotty. Is he going to get everything he wants for Christmas? I don't think so. But I'll drop something in his stocking anyways, besides coal. It'll make Scotty smile for a very, very long time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm glad
I hope Scott did get everything he wanted for Christmas.
Well, I don't think he did, because I'm still here. So, Arch, what was it? Someone called me Bucky Saint. Bucky, was that it? Called me his arch nemesis on YouTube. That's pretty funny. I enjoyed that.
Oh, I did. I said that's what I got, and we got this from Vlad Pitnicki, the gorilla. He said this is what the show looks like now, with the orangutan and the white gorilla, which is I think is hilarious. So well done, Vlad. And then
I laughed.
Oh, go ahead.
No, like when you sent it to me, I laughed my butt off at that, and I think I told you I'm definitely the one with the chains.
And then I have this email from Mike DeZumba. Hello, Jason, and I will say Brian. I just purchased the 1/6 diorama of Frankenstein's Lab from Stan Arts, and I am looking for a 1/6 scale Igor and Dr. Frankenstein. I thought I would pick your brain and Brian's to see if you know of any company or person who has produced these kits. I will be using the 1/6 scale model of Frankenstein and the Bride from Horizon, and these 2 kits would complete the scene I am trying to create. Thanks. Love the podcast. Brian is a good replacement for Scott in the interim. Might not be for the interim. It would be interesting to know how many kits Brian owns, as it looks like he must have shelves stuffed with models to be built. As for the name, it has been butchered all my life, so I am used to it. The correct pronunciation is D Zumba. And I responded with D Zumba or Zumba. And I got the right one. It's Zumba. All right. Anyway, let's take the easy answer. How many models do you have?
Last time I counted, I had 185 built kits down here and over 400 unbuilt. So nowhere near what Scott has, but
that's a good collection, man. That's about.
It's a combination of plastic and resin. I do both. So
yeah, no, that is a great number. That is a very respectable number. And I don't know how many I got.
I get paralysis of what do I do next? You know what I mean?
Yes,
like
I do.
Look at it. There's so much, and so I did what people say you should never have someone pick it for. but my daughter's home from college. Oh, and by the way, tonsils came out perfect.
Oh, excellent.
No
I was gonna yes.
Yeah.
And is she all healed up? Like
no.
Okay.
But she's still having a hard time swallowing. They're saying that that'll work for like about 2 months.
Okay.
She'll have a hard time. She can sing still, and everything went well.
Okay,
they were the size of golf balls, the doctor said. That's how big
God.
they were.
Oh my God.
He's like, how the heck could she breathe? I was like,
right.
She couldn't. So she's been snoring since she stopped snoring. So it's quiet in my house over Christmas break here.
Great.
But
that's great to hear. Good.
She picked out the Frankenstein flivver. I had that over there somewhere, and she's like, Dad, do this. You like Frankenstein? And I want you to do
You know what?
something.
That is a great idea, because I have that same thing. Like that is a paralysis. That is,
You look at it.
I'm going to have Jamie come down and pick stuff. I'll be like, pick something. I'll do it. That is a great idea.
Because honestly, I have all of them. I have even got that repop of the Godzilla. So I have Frankenstein, Dracula.
Those are a pain in the. I built those for a collector, and they're a pain in the butt, but they're still cool. Like, I don't get why they exist. Like, I don't get the point. But that's because I'm a Gen X nerd. Like, why would Frankenstein have a Godzilla be driving a go-kart? I'm like, I don't get it. But that's
fun. That's why.
I don't like. I'm a fun hater.
So you're sitting here talking about, oh, we're getting the cartoons back in it. It's great. That's exactly what it is.
But those are like, I don't know. They're weird to me. I don't know.
They are. You're weird. We're all weird, or else we wouldn't.
I know. That's true. It's for those. What are the weirdos guys? Is that who they were for? I've
done one of those. I did the basketball guy.
The boomer guys are really going to be mad at us going forward.
Why?
Because I'm going to sit here and rag on boomer crap.
No, I
know.
Like it. You're the one ragging on it.
I know. I said I am. I said me.
I said me. It's over.
Send the hate mail to me.
2 episodes in. Cancel.
Oh man. So the second part of that email, I don't know. There have been some of Igor and Dr. Frankenstein. I'm going to leave this up to the community in the comments below. Help Mike out. What do you think the best Dr. Frankenstein and Igor kit that could go for the Stan Arts diorama, the pieces, the machinery pieces? I don't know. There's been some.
It should be Fritz actually. If it's
right, Fritz. It would be Fritz. The Igor.
I did it Johansson. But the only one I know of, and again, I'm newer.
So you're looking for a Colin Clive and the Colin Clive Doctor, right? And then the Fritz.
The Doctor, only one I know is correct. No, I'm wrong. There is the Doctor in the iconic scenes one from Troy.
Yeah.
The Doctor's then that, and
Mike, maybe you could cut a deal with Troy and just get the Doctor.
And also, Jeff has a Doctor. It's called the Groomsman. It's with the two.
There was a Fritz. There was a Fritz. I think it was Exo Facto with the whip. And you could take that and change it to where he's holding a lever or something, perhaps.
You can have it the whip, push the monster back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know though. That'd be a cool kit to get though.
Yeah. Again, please, everybody help us out. Comment, help Mike out. Let's get him those kits. Let's get this thing. And then Mike, you got to send in pictures. For sure.
That Stan Art stuff is super cool, man. I was telling you before, I wish I could. I should pull the trip. Actually, once I get once I get through my plasma trip here, I'll.
Yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful piece. It's beyond me. Like I don't have anywhere to put. I still haven't built the Tauntaun I got from them, which I want to do. Maybe I'll do that.
That's got to be a resolution. I want that done before Wonderfest. How about that?
Oh, that's not happening. I did start painting this, which is the base to the Snake Eyes figure that I've had printed for a year.
Oh, the Snake Eyes.
Yeah. So I did start that.
I like how you're like, that's not going to happen. That's awesome. Just not even putting any effort into it. Not even at January 1st yet.
No. All right. I wanted to do the witch kit before I did that. So maybe one of those two. I want to build one of those two before.
There you go. You think you get one of them done before Wonderfest?
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know. I wanted to do a video for the channel. I'm going to start doing build videos, and I want to do the Tremors kit that I have. And I think that's going to be my first build. But after that, we'll see what happens.
You
That's
gotta
the
stop with
go
Blood
ahead.
Bowl. You gotta stop with your Blood Bowl stuff. Then
It's all dumb stuff. Here's my stack of numbers. Well, that's one stack of numbers. And then I'm trying to paint letters on these stupid signs. Ugh. Yeah, I gotta stop. Anyway, that's the show, everybody. Any parting thoughts?
I try not to have as many thoughts during break as I can.
Yeah,
I try
I
to go blank-minded, you know.
I agree.
Hey, it's been fun, man. I enjoyed coming back. And again, anytime you need me, I'm here, bud.
You'll be here, I think, going forward. We'll see. The gallery has a lot of really good stuff in it this time. So I just real quick, I wanted to highlight, before we go into the gallery, I wanted to highlight Warren Dossey's Krampus from last episode. I didn't get a chance to put it in the beginning. I just put it straight in the gallery. I want to put another picture here. Scratch built. Learned how to sew to make the cape. Learned how to do it. And it's gorgeous. So check it out here. I wanted to highlight it, especially good stuff, great stuff. Well done, Warren. Really cool. And then for the rest of this,
I can't even put my socks on. You're telling me to sew.
I know you taught him something. It's really cool. So great job on that Krampus. It's cool. But again, awesome. Other really good stuff in the gallery this episode. Keep sending that stuff in. I did get an email asking about how Phil is doing. I have not heard. I think I've heard some things, but I'm not really at liberty to say anything yet. So please keep pulling for Phil, and we'll see you next time on Model Club TV.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Yeah. Thanks, man. We'll see you next time.
Later.